We have the pleasure of speaking with someone who is no stranger to the digital sphere. He is the man behind Modelcop. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Shaq Pastor Benjamin to Good Morning SKN. Good morning, Shaq, and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure indeed. So my big question, how does one go from a cop to a bodyguard to a driving instructor to now in the social arena reporting the events that you do?
Well, as you said, I'm a retired officer.
Okay.
I'm still active in my teaching. I'm a driving instructor presently, and now into social media. It came about during the pandemic. During the pandemic, you know, everyone stuck at home, nothing to do. After doing all your chores, you're tired of watching TV, you're tired of sleeping. So one has to become creative. So I just started doing little silly videos and noticed persons were actually liking it. And that's how I got started.
Okay.
What did you say? You started doing silly videos or simple videos? I'm not sure I heard you correctly.
Well, silly, simple.
And you noticed people like, what was the first one that you did?
The first one I did, actually, I sang a song pertaining to COVID-19. And that song, to my amaze, really went viral. Persons were actually calling me, messaging me, requesting that I send it to them. Yeah, it was a little song about COVID-19.
Was that the silly or the simple?
Simple.
Okay.
So I want to know, how did you get the name, or how did you decide on the name Modelcop?
Modelcop. Actually, way before Facebook, Instagram, there was High Five. I don't know if you know about High Five. Yes. I posted a photo on High Five, and I just simply said, anybody wants a model? And someone responded and said, Modelcop, because at the time I was a police officer. And I said, that sounds really, really good.
What or how would you describe your platform to someone who is not familiar with Modelcop?
Right. Modelcop, the platform is very informative. It's an informative platform. If you want to know what's going on in St. Kitts, Nevis, you can tune into Modelcop. Also, if you want to be entertained, you can tune into Modelcop. I mean, we bring the news that the mainstream media does not bring. So if you want to be kept abreast, tune into Modelcop, MCN.
You can't leave it there, because when you say you bring the news that mainstream media does not bring, give us a sense of, by specific example even, some of the stories that you've covered.
Right. Now, as simple as reporting a pothole in the road, that is the type of information that we bring, and people really, really appreciate, because, you know, having a pothole is serious business. When a pothole is in the road, I mean, it can cause damage to your vehicle.
Yes.
And persons are really looking for the hole to be fixed. So if it's over a period of time, residents would complain, they would call me, complain, and over a period of time, if it's not fixed, then I'll report it. And believe you me, after reporting it, it will get done. And that is the type of things our persons really, really appreciate.
Indeed. Some of your posts even go viral because you might put something out there, and then I hear on the various radio stations, the reporters or the persons doing the segment, they're talking about it, and they're basically engaging the society, and everybody sends back text, and then they read the text, and so you're very influential.
I guess. I mean, I was really, really impressed and shocked when I heard a news item and MCN was mentioned. I'm like, wow, I really didn't know I have that much of an influence. Because to have the mainstream media using MCN, I mean, it is a real joy and pleasure.
Any intentions to grow MCN?
No immediate intentions. I really do this as a hobby. So no immediate intentions to do that. But in the near future, who knows? Just might.
You heard it here first.
Well, as you said before, there were a lot of people who apparently get you to the tune of 8,500 followers.
Wow.
How'd you get there?
Content. Persons really, really like good content. Nobody likes a boring page. If you're scrolling through Facebook and your page is not vibrant and active, persons won't stay, they won't like, they won't follow. So the content is very, very important. What you put out is very important. You have to put out things that people can relate to. And information, like I said, information is very, very critical. Simple information, the public, they really, really like that. So the content is basically how you go to the page.
I have to ask, okay, we talked about the pothole story. I need to know about some of the other stories that you cover again that you said the mainstream media doesn't really cover. Give me a list of 2 or 3.
Right. There was this issue with a lady who was experiencing some domestic abuse. And she would have called me and told me she wants me to be her voice because she was not getting the necessary help that she needed. After she would have made calls to the authority and they were not responding as they should, she turned to me. And I listened to her story, and I heard her story, and something was definitely done forthwith, immediately. She got the results that she was actually seeking. Another instance, like I said earlier, there was a drainage in the village area that needed to be fixed, and it was there for quite a while. Quite a while it was there for, and nobody was doing anything about it. Again, someone would have called me and told me they wanted me to speak about it. And I thought it was that important for me to speak about, and I did speak about it, and shortly after, again, it was fixed. So persons really, really appreciated that. They appreciated what MCN was doing for the community.
I'm going to go back to your beginning as a police officer. Do you think the way you acted then contributes to now how people are willing to call you, to give you information so you can share it with the public and get their issues resolved?
Definitely. As a police officer, there has to be trust. Once the public can trust you, half your work is done. And suffice to say, Modelcop, it's not just only a name, but
yes.
I really believe that I was that model cop. I was a model.
Congrats.
You get me?
Yes.
I mean, I've never been disciplined in the police force after serving for some 21 years.
Oh.
So
congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So definitely, trust is an issue, and once persons trust you, they can relate to you. I can recall while I was in Frigate working, there was a lady living in St. Peter's, and that is out of my district. But because she had so much trust in me, she preferred to call the Frigate police station to report domestic abuse again to me. And I left from Frigate Bay, went into another district and dealt with it. So trust is very, very important.
Well, I said a lot of people seem to get you. You're wearing the brand right now. 8,500 followers. Let's talk about merchandise. You get me. What's the meaning behind the title?
Well, the get me is a phrase I use when I'm speaking and for some unknown reason just couldn't get it cut out. So when I'm speaking, I say, you get me. As a matter of fact, I picked it up when I went to England, and I just couldn't get it cut out. And every time I speak, I say, you get me, yeah? You get me. And some persons became annoyed, and some persons really, really liked it. And one thing I can say, those who are with you are more than those against you. So the majority of persons really, really liked it. And some persons would have encouraged me to, put it on a shirt and sell. And I did just that. I put it on a shirt and I wore it around. Persons were asking how can they get shirts. As a matter of fact, before I came up here, a guy was on the phone with me asking me how can he get his "You Get Me" shirt. Yeah. So,
I like that. I like that.
So business is good.
Yes.
Yes.
What are the products that you have available other than the shirt?
That's it.
That's it for now. Any plan to grow that at all?
Not immediate.
Not immediate. Okay. All right. How do people order?
Simple. Give me a call. 663 all zeros.
You can't forget.
All zeros.
That's the reaction I get every time.
So what are the future plans for Modelcop, other than maybe doing a little modeling here and there?
Future plans. Again, not immediate plans. I just take life as it comes. We'll see what happens as life goes on.
I gotta ask you, are you a one-man team? How many people work with MCN?
Yes, I'm a one-man team. Everything I do, everything from videoing, editing, everything I do all by myself. And maybe that's one of the things that I need to change. Maybe I need to get somebody to work with me, but it's kind of difficult to get people to do that, considering when I do my production, because when I do my production, it's sometimes late in the evening, right at my home. I don't have a studio, so it's right at my home. I do everything.
So what are some of the highlights and the challenges of your career thus far?
Highlights. Well, one that jumps out at me is knowing that persons get satisfaction from looking at my products. For example, Justin Tenby Martin, I had no idea she looks at my stuff. And one time I was in the city going about my business, and this car passed, and the person stuck the head out the window. And she said, "Modelcop, good job, keep it up." And I'm like, huh? Justin Tenby Martin looks at my stuff. And it felt really, really good knowing that, persons of that caliber would enjoy my stuff. Another one is, like I said earlier, recently when CEO for Freedom FM, Juni Libod, presented the news, and he said Modelcop was on the scene and he filed this report. Again, I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Here comes English. Nice.
You've got to be kidding me. Modelcop using things. And it felt really good again. So again, it's really, really good to know that people enjoy what you do.
Challenges, none?
Challenges. I don't have much of a challenge, but what I mentioned earlier, just not too long ago, in terms of having someone to perhaps assist me, because I don't have the luxury of someone operating the teleprompter for me. So sometimes it goes too fast, too slow, and I have to stop and go and. So perhaps, that's one of the challenges.
Okay.
Are there openings, guys? Are you listening? I am kidding. All right. So we talked about public scrutiny before, and one of the things that you said is, those who are for you are greater than those against you. Apart from that mantra, how do you deal with it? Is it part of your personality just to let it slide like water off a duck's back?
Right. I am an individual who really, really don't try to take on much issues. So for the negative persons who try their best to perhaps bring me down, I really don't spend much time on it. Honestly speaking, I don't spend much time on it, if any at all. I just keep doing what I have to do. And that's it. Just pay no mind to negativity.
Well, clearly you're making an impact.
Yes.
All right, so you gave us your social media. Well, you didn't give us your social media platforms yet. You gave us your contact info, which I can't forget. 663 all zeros.
All zeros.
Got it. All right, but what about social media platforms? Where can people find this content if they don't know it? All right.
Mostly Facebook. It's Modelcop Shak Basu Benjamin on Facebook. I have a YouTube page, but I don't really utilize it. So it's just
you gotta utilize it. You gotta utilize it.
I've been told that.
Please do.
I've been told that.
Yeah. So then you can come back. When the next time you come back, you can come with your YouTube plaque to show us that. Yeah.
I'll try.
Okay. All right. Good stuff.
And you can actually spell you correctly for YouTube with You Get Me version 2.0, right?
Yeah.
Teasing you, Shaq. All right. Great talking with you this morning. Yes. Thanks for stopping by. And thanks for the work that you do. Clearly, it's really important, and we're glad that we got your insight on it.
Pleasure.